Hey guys, Joe here doing another one, and as you can see from what's on the table here, we're looking at a Bersa. Borrowed this one from Liberty Arms down in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Sure to give them a little bit of love because they always hook me up and let me borrow stuff like this. Google it, can't put the links in the description, otherwise I get yelled at. This one is used. We get all kinds of stuff used, never know what's going to come in from day to day, so call them, let them know what you're looking for because it may walk in 5 minutes after you call. But this one was a couple of $100, like $225. Not bad. This is over $300 when it's new. It's like $310, $325 when they're new. Looks to be complete, came in the box. As you can see, this is the invisible model. Actually, it's sitting on my lap. This one came with three 10-round magazines. And let's see who made these. They're Bersa stamped, so they must have made them themselves. Came with a little keychain, which is kind of cool. And the box, of course. We'll move that out of the way. And actually take a look at the firearm. Do a safety check real quick. Magazine. Empty. And magazine disconnect. I hate them, but they are convenient to have if you want to have extra safety. Personally, and I don't condone this, you have to check with your state, but personally, I always remove my magazine disconnects. Here you have the magazine. As you can see, it's got a little bit of an extra finger groove because of the size of the pistol. It allows you to get a full grip on it. It's a 22, so it's not going to kick much. This is from their popular Bersa Thunder lineup. It basically looks just like their 380, but it fires the rim-fired 22 long rifle. Everything is single-sided on this bad boy. You have your slide lock, slide release, your safety with decocker. Yes, decocker. However, once it's decocked, it stays in the safety position. You just have to flick it back up in order to engage the firearm. The mag release is right there. It's kind of almost flush with the side of the grip. That's just a design element. You can change that if you don't like it, or get a different set of grips that kind of dips down so that you can get a better grip on that. It's mainly to keep you from accidentally dropping the magazine. Again, 10-round magazine, and it is a drop-free design, so you can just pop them right out. Plastic grips on the side here. It's a Bersa Thunder series, so again, there's probably a bunch of different options out there for you. It has a generous sized trigger guard, so you can get your finger in there. Glove might be a little difficult when it's in its double action setting, and we'll talk about the trigger pull in a minute, but it does have a nice little groove here with some serrations for grabbing it like that. You also have front serrations and rear serrations on the back to aid in grip. Hammer fired, I keep saying double action to single action, and it is a rim fired gun, so we are not going to be just pulling the trigger willy-nilly on it, but I will show you because once or twice is not going to destroy it, despite what your friends may have told you. So let's go ahead and pop the magazine in there, and I will demonstrate to you now. This is a very heavy double action pull, as it should be. It's probably 9 pounds-ish. Once you pull it, you can see it brings the hammer back, does the entire thing, and then it will release it. I'm just helping it out here. If you were to rack the slide when you put your bullet in there without decocking it, now the gun is live and it's also in single action mode. You can see how much more room there is, so you can get your gloved finger in there if you do decide to wear gloves while shooting a 22, or if it's really cold, your choice. At which point the trigger pull is much shorter. As you can see, just a little take up and then the wall, and then there you go. I'm not going to continue to do that, but if you have a round that doesn't go off, some rimfire cartridges can be a little bit stubborn to fire, so you can just keep pulling the trigger and it will keep firing. Again, magazine disconnect. Once the magazine is out, the gun is dead. That's fine. I don't care. It's totally up to you how you run your firearm, but I would remove that personally. Rear slide serrations that are pretty easy to grab, and it's pretty light to operate. Being a 22, it's not a super heavy gun. It's not going to shoot super hard, but it's about the same size as the 380. Definitely pocketable if you're a bigger person like me. External extractor, small 3-dot sights, which are actually pretty easy to pick up. You're not going to be doing like super competition shooting with it, but it's nice to know at least they put dots on there to aid in acquisition. One thing I like that Bersa does is they flat top and then checker the top of the Thunder series, at least the newer ones. Pretty nice to see. It's a pretty nice feature. It helps with glare in bright situations. And when you're trying to put a 22, 25 yards down range, it helps to have as little distraction as possible. Let's go ahead and take it apart. As you've seen multiple times, it is safe. I'm going to go ahead and decock it. Although, to be honest, we're going to have to pull back the hammer anyways because this is a blowback operated gun. Pull back a bit and then you will take your finger and push down on the tab here. Once you do that, you just pull the slide back, up and off. The barrel is pinned in, does not go anywhere, which aids in accuracy. Again, 22, you're not going to have to worry as much about barrel like wander. Being blowback, that is your spring. There's no guide rod, nothing like that, because technically the barrel acts almost as a guide rod because it doesn't move. But yeah, your spring is right there, and then you have your firearm. As you can see, if you can see, hopefully these lights are helping, the safety and decocker physically block the pin from being struck when it is engaged. So on top of having a magazine disconnect that kills the trigger, the safety physically blocks the firing pin, so it makes it doubly safe. It's a great if you want a semi-automatic to teach a youngster with, because it's you have to be deliberate with this gun, which is a good thing. Internal ejector, and then you have your firing mechanisms as well as your internal magazine disconnect. So when your magazine is in, it pushes on a bar, which then tells the trigger mechanism, or it engages the trigger mechanism and allows it to fire. I'm not going to pull the trigger on a gun with no slide on it because you could damage stuff and crack frames. And again, not mine, so I don't want to be responsible for it. This one does need to be cleaned up. I will clean it before I send it back to the store. Reassembly is super duper easy. That's why I've been talking about the gun so long, because it's not a very complicated firearm. You just take your gun, slap it back up, bring it back, take your takedown notch, has to be in the down position when you put this thing back together. I'm doing this the weirdest way possible, but you just bring it back, drop the slide back over, and there you go. It will work the takedown lever by itself when you manipulate the slide. Go ahead and take your magazine. This is why I don't like magazine disconnects. Somebody's not paying attention, they accidentally grab a full one, and who knows, they might accidentally rack it, drop it, and pull the trigger with a bullet in there. Not saying it's a highly likely thing, but it has happened, so that's why I'm not a fan of magazine disconnects. I'd rather be able to just pull the trigger with a gun that I know is 100% clear. Why do I take safety for an extreme? Because extreme safety equals less chance of somebody getting hurt, so take an extra 3 seconds to be safe, people. That's it. Bersa Thunder 22. Be a really cool little shooter. Somebody, if you own one, down in the comments, let me know how reliable they are. I know some 22s are picky on the ammo they shoot. Some Walther PPQs or PP22s are pretty picky. I know some of the like Mark IVs can be picky. Let me know if this is a garbage eater, which means it'll shoot anything you put through it, because those are the kind of guns that I like. And I will just kind of come back with more as I do. Still slowly getting back into doing multiple videos a week. I was out of town last week. That's why you didn't get any videos last week. But now that we're back, I believe you got 2 this week. So again, check out Liberty Arms, Harrisonburg, Virginia. Give them a call. Tell them I sent you. They'll give you a good deal, and they'll continue to let me borrow things. So check out my TikTok if you like the short form stuff, because I'm doing TikTok for my goober funny stuff that I like to do, and then keep coming back here for longer form videos. I have made the deal on the Navigator, so I'm just waiting for the title before we can work on it. So I will do a video on the Navigator showing exactly what needs to be fixed before that one becomes road friendly. I'm Joe. This was the Jiminy Show. Use my Amazon links. If you can find that website, good for you. My Amazon affiliate links help it grow. And as always, I'll talk to you later.